Recently, I went home to the UK where I was born, where I grew up, where I haven't lived for almost 20 years. And it felt weird. But truth be told, it always has. Ever since I moved away, going back feels kinda off. The accents are too real, the place names are too familiar to be comforting, the roads and houses, they're kinda the same, but kinda different. It's a strangely unsettling thing to be both familiar and unfamiliar at once. Back in Germany where I now live, I still can't shake it. What is this feeling? Part of this, of course, is reverse culture shock. The voices, the accents, the mannerisms, the etiquette, the friendliness, or not. But that's not it. This isn't purely about social norms or stereotypes. It's deeper than that. And there's a German word for it. I mean, of course there is. It's Germany. They've got a word for everything. Heimlich in German means homely, familiar, cozy. And if you add a prefix, un, you get the opposite, unheimlich. Unhomely. We don't have a precise translation in English, but generally it's become known as the uncanny. That moment when something ordinary suddenly feels very, very wrong, when the familiar turns strange, when your hometown feels completely foreign. In 1906, a psychiatrist called Ernst Jentsch wrote an essay about this phenomenon. 13 years later, Sigmund Freud replied with one of his own. Two men, two different theories, one shared love of facial hair. Over 100 years later, their work still shapes the question, why does the familiar sometimes feel deeply unsettling? Jentsch said that the uncanny happens when our minds can't quite make sense of something, when we can't decide what category it belongs in, alive or dead, real or imitation, known or unknown. It's not fear, it's confusion. It's a category error. It's a kind of cognitive static. And that's exactly what going home feels like. Everything is recognizable, but slightly misaligned. Our brains try to recalibrate. They try to resynchronize. They expect to belong, but we don't. Years later, Freud decided that Jentsch was onto something, but not enough. Freud said that the uncanny isn't just confusion. It's what happens when something we have buried deep comes back. Old fears, old identities, the parts of ourselves that we thought we had outgrown. And so when we return to the place that we were born, when we walk those streets, we meet those versions of ourselves. Teenager, friend, son, those people still live there, somewhere, but they don't recognize us. The uncanny then, Freud says, is this mismatch between memory and reality, between who we were then and who we are now. Which begs the question, if I am not my past, if I'm not a collection of memories and experiences, then who am I? And who are you? The answer perhaps is simpler than we think. We are not the people we used to be in this place or that place. We are defined by our forward motion, by what comes next, not what came before. That's why going home feels strange. The past stays still, but we don't. We have multiple lives and multiple homes. And to think that we only exist in one at a time creates a sense of the uncanny. We, as another bearded man, Walt Whitman, once said, contain multitudes. We are built by movement, not memory. And home? Well, home is anywhere that we spend time long enough to notice the difference.